Fikes, Na, and Orozco present. Before we begin, please silence all electronic devices and note that these proceedings are being recorded. Pat?
The board met in closed session from 4:48 to 6:36 p.m. regarding conference with legal counsel, existing and anticipated litigation, a student readmission, public employee discipline dismissal release, and public employee appointment coordinator, child welfare, and attendance. The board voted to appoint Siobhan Roberts as coordinator of child welfare and attendance effective July 24, 2017 by a unanimous vote of 5-0. Additionally, with regard to Oxford Preparatory Academy, moved Fikes, second Hernandez-Blair, to direct counsel to continue to defend the appeal, with Fikes, Blair, Na, Orozco voting yes, and Cruz no. Moved Na, second Fikes, to direct counsel to contact Oxford counsel to explore the possibility of a timely resolution to the litigation by a unanimous vote of 5-0.
Thank you.
And Siobhan Roberts, the new coordinator, would you come forward?
Members of the board, President Orozco, Superintendent Joseph, thank you for the opportunity to serve our students in a different way. It is absolutely bittersweet. I'm going to miss the students and the staff and the paraprofessionals at Chino Hills High School. Not only have we been able to work together really well, but they're great people. There's great things going on at Chino Hills High School, and I will miss it. But I'm greatly excited to start a new adventure, work with Ms. Johnson, and finish all the work that needs to, or continue the work that needs to be done. So again, thank you.
You're going to be sorely missed at Chino Hills High School.
Thank you.
So thank you for everything that you've done over there.
Yeah, I seen you from a teacher at Chino High School, and you have not changed. You continue to serve where you go, and you have done an excellent job at Chino Hills High School. So thank you for stepping up in a new mission field, serving the most needed kids. So thank you.
Okay, so with that, don't go anywhere, because I'm going to ask you to lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. And ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to presentations, and our first presentation is Knights of Columbus donation to Hope program. And, you know, we have a strong community support, and that's what makes our community so priceless. And tonight, as I said, the Knights of Columbus is joining us to share some generosity to our school community. So if Daniel Sapien would please step to the podium and tell us a little bit of what's going on.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us here today. This is my first meeting ever of school district council. So, my name is, like you said, my name is Daniel Sapien, and I am the Grand Knight for the Knights of Columbus, Council 15339. And the gentleman next to me is our Deputy Grand Knight, Mr. Steve Enright. Knights of Columbus have been around for a long, long time. Okay, it was established back in 1882 by our founder, Father Michael J. McGivney. Even though, like I said, the Knights have been around for a long time, our council is fairly new. We were established about six years ago. Most of the council members are Chino residents, okay, including myself. And all our members are parishioners over at St. Margaret Mary's Catholic Church here on Central. About a year ago, I read an article in the paper, in the Chino Champion, about a program called Hope, and caught my eye, caught my interest. So I gave it a call and spoke to a young lady by the name of Liz Lara. She's not here tonight. I wish she was going to be here. But I understand why she's not. Very enthusiastic young lady. Well, I love her. beautiful, beautiful phone call I had with her. She invited us over to the campus, which I didn't know was right across the street right here. And she gave us a nice little tour and a little brief history. And I think, Mr. Wayne Joseph, I think you were the one who started this, from my understanding, correct? Wow, wonderful, great. And so she, like I said, a little brief history and an understanding as to why this program is was so much needed in our community. Opened my eyes, that's for sure. So I took that information back to our general meeting, and that's when we decided that we wanted to go ahead and partner up with this program. And so that's why we are here today, and we would like to present actually, this is our second donation, but we would like to present a check to the HOPE program for $500. Hoping, it sounds kind of funny, but hoping that this is just the start. This is the beginning of our partnership, and I hope we can continue. Okay, Mr. Joseph. All right. Thank you very much.
So much on behalf of Liz Laura, whose mom unfortunately is in terrible health.
Yes.
She couldn't be here tonight. I told her I would accept the check on her behalf.
Okay.
So we
Well,
thank you.
well, thank you. Can we? Thank you, Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Mr. Joseph, why don't you just stay down there? Because our next presentation, what more, again, the support for the HOPE program is, I mean, great, and we appreciate it. So next joining us is Daisy Benacourt from the Inland Empire United Way. And Daisy has some great news that's going to benefit our students as well. And so, Daisy, we've got, it's the 2017-2018 Community Impact Grant from Inland Empire United Way to CVUSD's Excels program.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Like she mentioned, my name is Daisy Betancourt, and I have here with me.
I'm Kelly Pang.
And Kelly Pang is actually our Make America volunteer leader, so a very competitive program. So she's a superstar. And Kelly, do you want to let them know where you actually graduated from?
Okay. I actually graduated from Ruben Esciola High School this past year. Okay, and I'm going to be going to Johns Hopkins University this fall.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Chino has some amazing students like Kelly, and Kelly has been interning with us, and she's learning a lot, so we're hoping that some of that she can take to where she's going to school. And the reason why we're here is we have a very competitive grant application process, and the Excel program actually won a grant. So we're here to present a check for you guys. Oh, and it's upside down. And there you go. So, Inland Empire United Way is very focused on giving that mission and the need to kids in the Inland Empire. And we know Chino and the Excel program is doing great things, and we just want to be, partners of that, and we want to contribute to what those kids have to, take. So,
Tell them how much is
congratulations.
it? Tell them how much it is.
$20,000.
Thank you guys for having us here.
Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you and everything that you do. Our community is great, and having the HOPE program is just, thanks to Mr. Joseph's brainchild, has really touched a lot of people. And with the support of, for instance, the Knights of Columbus and the United Way, we're going to be able to touch a lot more people. So thank you so much for your generosity. Okay. Mr. Na.
Yes. I know what United Ways do, and I believe maybe all of us do. However, we got some students here, and can we have maybe Mr. Daniel Sapien back on the podium and explain to us a little bit about Knights of Columbus and what you guys do?
I wasn't ready ready for that speech, but I'll give it a try. Why
Thank
not?
you.
Like I said, it started back in 1882, back in the when days when the bread earners were mainly men back east, and whenever somebody would pass away, well, it would leave the widower really in a lot of trouble. So Father Michael J. McGivney started this program. It was kind of like an insurance program, where he brought in men within the area, and they all donated $1. Everybody
Oh.
gave $1, and in a month. And so as time grew, that money started growing, and whenever there was a widower, they had something to give in turn. Unions and things like that didn't quite exist in that area at that time. So it was his help. So that started that whole thing. We are an all-men fraternity, and then there are close to 2 million members
Wow.
worldwide, and the Knights of Columbus, with, and I'm going to take a guess here, it's about 15,000 councils also worldwide. And we've continued with that tradition of charity.
I see.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was actually
Okay.
interesting.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay. So we will move on, and we are now at Employee Representatives Communication. Denise Arroyo, CSEA.
Good evening. Did you miss me? I missed you. I really did. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but the HOPE program came up. And before I left on vacation, I had a conversation with Mr. Joseph, and we were talking about retirement, his retirement, my future retirement. And we were talking about what we were going to do when we retired. And because, and I hope I'm not stepping on any toes, Mr. Joseph, I said, what are you going to do when you retire? And he says, I'm going to volunteer in the Hope Center. So I hope I'm not stepping on any toes, but only because it was brought up tonight, it kind of brought a little tear. So congratulations to you and the board on the Hope Center. So thank you.
Thank you. And this evening, we have Brenda Walker for ACT.
Good evening, Board President Roscoe, school board members, Superintendent Joseph, District Cabinet, and District Community. My name is Brenda Walker, and I am ACT's Special Services Director. I'm here speaking on behalf of our President Steve Ball and Vice President Kelly Larned, who are attending summer training this week. I'd like to address the second reading of the proposed revised Board Policy 1160 and Board Policy Administrative Regulation 4119.25 regarding political processes. While the association appreciates the district's efforts to clarify the language for these board policies and administrative regulations, the association requests that the district continue to confer with your employee groups. Employee groups are on vacation and there's no election on the immediate horizon, so we question the timing of the action. If the board chooses to move forward, and we're not sure that you are tonight, to move forward with the revised language, the association really will have no choice but to take action in the fall when this comes up so that we can address this. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, or next representative, Yvette Farley of CHAMP. Is she here tonight? Okay. So we are going to move on to our community liaisons communication, and City of Chino, Chino Hills, Fire, no. So I do know that, and I don't see her, I'm sure oh, there she is. Okay, Suzette Dang of Supervisor Kurt Hagman's office.
Good evening, President Roscoe, Superintendent Mr. Joseph, board members, staff members, and audience members. My name is Suzette Dang, and I'm with Supervisor Kurt Hagman's office, and I have a short announcement to make. This is about a workshop called Dare to Prepare. The workshop we had in June was a big success, and we are partnering again with Chino PD in August. Dare to Prepare is a free pre-permit driving workshop put on by the AAA to help teens and their parents to provide a tool and resources to safely navigate the learning to drive process. The workshop provides the information on how to obtain a driving permit and how parents can help their children become safe drivers behind the wheel. It is estimated that 1 in 5 teen drivers will be involved in a car crash within the first year of having a driver's license. Part of the workshop brings together statistics and interactive learning, which will inform teen drivers about the real-life danger of the road. This isn't just beneficial to the teens who attend, but also to the parents. So Supervisor Hagman would like to encourage parents with teens to enroll in this free workshop, which will further your teens' understanding of driving a motor vehicle and give them a greater understanding of driving etiquette. The next workshop will be on Wednesday, August 9th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8:15 p.m., located at the Chino Police Department Community Room. Please pre-register by August 7th. The seats are limited and they do fill up pretty fast, and it is super highly recommended. And as always, if there's any questions or concerns regarding anything, services, anything related to the county, you can always call me, reach out to me, email me, and I'll be there to answer your questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Suzette. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Fikes.
So how do they pre-register? Call your office, call Chino PD.
I do have a flyer available. The website, it's not too long. Can I announce it?
Sure.
Okay. So it's AAA.com/safety for teens. So it's not super long, but, and if you have any questions, please log on to our website as well, SB County 4th District website, and we will have a link connected to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we are now at comments from the audience on items not on the agenda. Pat, are there any speakers?
One request to speak.
I'm sorry?
Just one.
One, okay. Go ahead and give me 30 seconds.
Speakers, you have 3 minutes to make your comments. Please begin your comments at the green light. The yellow light indicates you have 30 seconds. The red light indicates the time is over. And before you begin your comments, please adjust the microphone so that you can be heard clearly. And audience members, please refrain from making comments while speakers at the podium, as it is disrespectful and disruptive.
Speakers, please remember that in accordance with Board Bylaw 9323, limit remarks to 3 minutes total for all remarks. If a topic has been covered, please limit remarks to new points. The board would like to remind you that there is an existing board policy 1312.1 for anyone who wishes to file a complaint against a district employee. No speaker shall exceed the 3-minute limit. The first speaker is Annette Galstian.
Good evening. My name is Annette Galstian, and I'm here on behalf of the Galstian Family Trust. In approximately 1990, pursuant to a development agreement with the City of Chino Hills, the Galstian Family Trust sold a 6.5-acre property located on Butterfield Ranch Road between Sokol Canyon Parkway and Selene Drive, bearing APN number 1017-231-34. The conveyance of this property was based on the school district's desire to develop and use the property as a school site, and allowed the Galston Family Trust to retain a right of first refusal to reacquire the property at a future date if the site was not developed for a school. The original intention of the Chino Unified School District was to combine this subject parcel with the adjacent property in order to develop a school site. However, last year, in 2016, the developer KB Home purchased the adjacent parcel situated on Butterfield Ranch Road and is currently developing a residential project. As a result, it would not be feasible for the Chino School District to develop its existing parcel due to the limited one-way access to the property, the steep and hilly topography, and the small acreage, which would likely not accommodate a school facility. At this time, the Galston Family Trust would like to express its interest in reacquiring the site. Such a deal may generate additional revenue for the Chino Unified School District to be used for various educational purposes currently in need within the district. The Galston Family Trust requests that the school board strongly consider selling the subject property at this time. I am happy to answer any questions you may have. I will also leave my contact information so that you may be able to reach me if necessary. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And you can leave your information with our secretary. Thank you. Okay, that's the only speaker, correct?
That's it.
Okay. So we are now at changes and deletions. Pat, are there any changes or deletions?
The following changes or deletions are on the agenda. Item 2B2, Business Services, Fundraising Activities, page 16 is yellow sheeted. Item 2D2, Facilities Planning and Operations, page 86, Agreements for Contractor Consultant Services under CIIS-1718-060, Follett School Solutions, submitted by Information Services, correct to read submitted by Technology, and CIIS 1718-048, West Interactive Services, submitted by Information Services, correct to read submitted by Technology. Item 2E1, Human Resources, page 137, Certificated Classified Personnel, delete the name Krista Suchanek, and page 145, add the name Kim Jung, Bus Driver, Transportation, effective August 10th, 2017. Item 3B2, CIIS, page 166, Adoption of English Language Development Curriculum for High Schools is yellow sheeted. And item 3B5, CIIS, page 178, Revision of Board Policy Administrative Regulation 6145.2 is pulled from the agenda.
Okay, so
I'll give you the yellow sheets.
I don't have them.
I'll give
Okay. So we are now at consent, and I'm going to let her grab the yellow sheets for the board. Pat, are there any speakers on consent items? Okay. Okay, so moving on. Mrs. Blair, do you have any polls on consent items?
No, I do not.
Mr. Knopf?
I have no polls.
Mrs. Fikes?
None.
And I have none. Yay! Okay, so may I have a motion
So
for the
moved.
consent calendar? Mr. Knopf makes the motion.
Second.
Mrs. Blair makes the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 4-0. So we are now at information items. Board members, we are now at information items. Are there any questions in regards to any of the information items? And Mrs. Blair, your light is up.
As Ms. Walker expressed, and I have expressed in the past as well, the changes to Board Policy 1160 regarding political procedures and the effect that it has on employees is a mandatory subject of bargaining. And so if we have not engaged in that, I again request that we do so that there aren't any unfair labor charges filed against the district. It does affect working conditions and therefore must be discussed with the bargaining units. And that's item 3C1, page 191 of the information.
Yes. Mrs. Fellows, could you please speak to whether there has been any communication?
Yes, we actually did consult and confer with the union, and as this is a man-made revisions, and as Mrs. Walker stated, they want to continue to confer and consult. I've already talked to the union president that is our plan.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments in regards to information items? All righty. Then we are at communications. Mrs. Blair.
I want to begin by congratulating the City of Chino Mayor, Uola, and the No on Measure H Committee for their huge defeat of Measure H. Your grassroots efforts are commendable as they reinforce the fact that big money doesn't always win. Big pocket developers, politically involved churches, or out-of-the-area zealots who run campaigns based on lies can be beat by average citizens. I can attest to that. So kudos to all for a job well done. At the June 29th meeting of the Board of Education, the student attendance calendars for school years 2018, 2019, and 2019-2020, including multi-track year-round calendars for Cal Aero, were approved. According to the minutes of the meeting, there were no comments from the public opposing the calendars. CVUSD has a calendar committee comprised of parents, staff, and union representatives. The committee makes a recommendation to the board. We then each consider the recommendation and vote accordingly. The agenda is made public, and anyone opposed to the calendar could have shared their views with us prior to the vote. I encourage parents and community members to glance through the agendas and the videos of our board meetings via the CVUSD's website. If you are interested in participating in the calendar committee, please email Superintendent Joseph, who can route your communication to the appropriate staff. A survey by the Champion newspaper will do nothing to change the fact that these calendars have already been approved and they were unopposed by any member of the public. Lastly, I want to share regarding our safety resource officers who are invaluable in so many ways. Aside from providing safe school environments for our students, they quite often become mentors to countless students. They establish relationships that almost always help guide some of our students who may struggle for a variety of reasons. Their presence undoubtedly makes a difference. One of our amazing SROs is being recognized this coming week at the National Association of School Resource Officers Conference in Washington, D.C. Chino Police Officer Dustin Cato will be awarded NASRO and National Highway Traffic Safety Foundation's Innovation in the Classroom Award. The award is being presented to Officer Cato for his safe and sober prom week efforts held at Don Lugo High School. This program was so successful that it will be encouraged at other high schools nationwide. In addition, the president of the National Association of School Resource Officers has requested a tour of Don Lugo High School. I want to thank Mr. Joseph for helping me ensure that we had a school district representative. At this very significant recognition, Dr. Cabrera, principal of Don Lugo High School, will be present to witness Officer Cato's receipt of his award. Congratulations to Officer Cato, Dr. Cabrera, and all staff and students of Don Lugo who made the Sober Prom program a significant success. And with that, I close my public statements.
Thank you. And congratulations to them.
Yes,
That is
yes.
awesome.
They did great work
He's
out
very hands-on. He's great.
Proactive.
Okay, so Mr. Na.
Yes, yeah, summer's here. Well, it was hovering 100 degrees, and we were suffering, but when I walked on campuses, there were what? Summer schools, and we had students and also teachers and principals educating our kids. So thank you for all of your efforts, even during this hot summer. As we had seen tonight, United Ways and Knights of Columbus, especially Knights of Columbus, he started with saving $1 per person. And look, it had grown. So everything started with a plan and a dream. As our Hope Centers, thank you to Mr. Joseph, it was just a plan. But things can happen if what? You continue. And that's what our education is about, making our children a whole person. So I'm proud of all the students and our community members in Chino Valley Unified. Thank you for that. Now, lastly, I'd like to still remind us we still have students with homes or safe place to go to sleep every night. So hopefully, as we become closer as a family, let's try to help those students and bring out some ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Knott. Mrs. Fikes?
No comments tonight.
Mr. Joseph?
Mr. Cruz was able to be with us in closed session, but he had to leave early. He wasn't feeling well. And with that, you're on, Madam President.
Okay, I'm going to make it real short and sweet. So, in keeping with announcing the retirements, I'm actually going to start with last meeting because I didn't announce them last meeting. So, from last meeting, we had Veronica Kavanaugh, 24 years of service, special ed at Walnut. Annabelle Valdez, 22 years of service at Ayala High School. Lori Vandenberg, 19 years of service at Chino Hills High School. Linda Castrojohn, bus driver. And from this agenda, we have Susan Ellingham, 22 years of service, Canyon Hills. Terry Martin, 21 years of service, Chino Hills High School. Michael Smith, 28 years of service, Marshall Elementary. Sally Van Hoffingen, and that's at Woodcrest Junior High School. So to all of you, congratulations on your retirement. Thank you so much for your service to our district. And just a couple of comments for board members. We're going to be having a bond study session coming up and a board study session. And what I'll be doing is I'll be sending out dates, available dates for the board. So then, and the other thing is that we have an information item regarding superintendent search options. At our next board meeting, August 17th, there's going to be an action item, and that's to discuss and potentially select an option if we choose to. So be looking for that as well. And with that, yay, I will conclude my comments and adjourn at 7:33. Wow.